everybody, Deborah here with Pinching Pesos, and I've got eBays and bacon for you today. I've got a couple topics that I want to discuss. First off, I need to say thank you, everyone. I hit 5,000 subscribers over the weekend, which kind of blows my mind because when I started my channel a couple of years ago, I was just like super excited when I had like 100 people. So I'm kind of stoked that it hit 5,000 subscribers. So I want to do a giveaway, and I will be talking about that a little later on in the show about how to win a prize. Yay, prizes! And then I wanted to touch on some things that I've been trying to do lately to kind of get out of a rut. If you know me and you've been following me for a while, you know that I kind of go through these phases every couple of months. I'd say it's about every 3 months, where I'm not feeling that great mentally. And so I've been trying to work on some behavioral changes and some environmental changes, and just trying to get that just to stop that, to stop that routine. It just bogs me down. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about is I've been talking about it the last couple of weeks, but now I've really got all of the numbers together of what I'm going to be doing for my debt-free challenge. I racked up in the last 2 years quite a bit of credit card debt. And if you knew me back then, like year before last, I had actually just paid off all of my credit cards doing eBay. That's what I was working towards. And I didn't do like a big video series or anything like that. But this time, the number is fairly large because I floated like 2 trips for my kids to come from Virginia, and I've been kind of floating my husband's business periodically, and so I've just kind of racked up an astronomical dollar amount in credit card debt that I am going to be starting a series about getting out of credit card debt reselling. And I want to actually break down everything that I'm doing and my progress, and kind of even any stumbling block. You know me, I'm pretty honest when I make mistakes. So stumbling blocks that come along the way and hurdles and things like that, I think will be beneficial to people to just kind of see how that's rolling and where I'm getting my numbers, and kind of, because I know it can be weird when you're trying to figure out where your numbers are placed into trying to reach a certain dollar amount goal and how to figure that out. So I'm going to go over in that series exactly how the numbers are playing out and how I'm getting to where I'm going. So let's go ahead and get started first with the topic that I wanted to talk about having love for yourself. Okay. When I go through recently, what I've started realizing is that I haven't been doing anything for my actual self that makes me feel happy, that is nurturing to me, or is uplifting, or any of those things. I haven't been doing anything that just kind of lifts me up. And then I sit here and wonder, like, well, why am I feeling so bad? Well, because I'm not loving myself, right? I'm not doing anything to nurture that, nurture myself. So I was talking to Nicole on Saturday morning. Nicole State, if you don't know her, she has a channel over at State's Place on YouTube, and she sells a lot of clothes, so you can check her out over there. It's funny because I don't sell any clothes, and she's like a good friend of mine, so you don't have to do the same things to be friends with people. And she was talking about how she goes to get her hair blown out like every weekend. And it's a pretty small $20 or $30 expense, but it's kind of like her saving grace for the week. And I was like, you know what? That's true. Like every time I go to get my hair done, I always feel fabulous, like for days afterwards. It changes everything about me. It's like one of those things when people say, if you're trying to motivate or you're trying to do things, dress up, dress up. If you're looking for a job, get up in the morning and put on your business casual attire, and it changes this entire mindset. And it really does for me as well. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. So Saturday, I called the salon and I was like, hey, is Natalie available? And she's like, yeah, we have an appointment at noon. And it was like 11:35 when I called. So I went ahead and just rushed over to the hair place. It's not that far from me. And got my hair done on Saturday. And it really helped. It was by far a great uplifting experience to make you feel better about yourself. And I decided that I think that's something that I'm going to do on the regular, that I would like to go and just have my hair like professionally washed and blown out and styled, because it stays like that for days. So for $20, that's a totally great investment. That's way healthier than going like, hey, I'm going to go to happy hour, or I'm going to go shopping because I need to feel better. So I'm going to go to Target and fill up my shopping cart. You people at Target, I've seen you there. You're at Target not because you need something. You're at Target because you need to feel better. And so that's really what I'm trying to focus on. So when we were on the show last week, we actually talked about, on the Reseller Stew, if you're not familiar, I have a show, me and Holly of Large Flipping Family, Tanya from Thrifty Treasures, April from the Reseller Learning Curve, Yvonne from Flipping Easy. Oh my God, am I forgetting somebody? No, that's all of us, isn't it? And Robin from I love you, Robin. And Robin from the Robin Pickneys, she has her own channel as well. So we were talking about setting up reward systems. That, yeah, it's all fine and dandy to have these numbers goals, oh, I want to sell 500, I want to sell 1,000, I want to sell 5,000. And it's all fine and dandy to have these numbers goals, but where's the fun? Where's the fun in it? Where's the reward? I brought up the topic that, when people are talking about like weight loss goals, any magazine that you read or book or anything like that generally will talk about setting up a reward system, for every certain number that you hit, every 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever, or every 5 miles you run, or every 10, or whatever it is that you're doing, there's always a reward system. And I've actually been reading Tony Robbins' book, Awaken the Giant Within. And he also talks about that, talking about pain and pleasure triggers in our brains, and making something, pleasurable, and that we as human beings go after the reward, more than we'll ever go after anything that's, So I decided to set up kind of a reward system for myself. I know it seems like everybody's kind of on the same page right now. And I was talking to Jenny Benny about it this morning, that all the resellers right now seem to be like in a nesting phase. I don't know if it's the time of year that it's coming towards the end of the year and we're all starting to realize, oh crap, the end of the year is here. What have I accomplished? And so everybody's, I say everybody a lot, but I don't mean everybody. A lot of people are talking about getting out of debt. Holly is starting where she is working towards getting a cruise. Nicole just released that she is working towards going to Disney. Robin is working towards staying afloat. She's basically started a series about reselling for her rent. She's recently separated, and it's just a whole new event for her. And that's a huge reward. You would think, oh, rent's not a reward. No, it's a huge reward when it's like your livelihood and your pride and your, everything that goes along with it. So I decided I needed a reward system too. I need to nurture and love myself instead of just always having a numbers goal and I don't know, like where everything is just work related. You know, it'd be like constantly having a deadline, but there's no reward on the other end. It's just another project, right? You're at work, you have a deadline, you work really hard, and then it's over, and then you get a new project. There was no bonus at the end that you were going to take a trip with. There's nothing at the end. It's just the grind of life, right? And I think we all get caught up in that. We get caught up in the grind of life. I've gotten caught up in the grind of life, and I have become excessively mediocre. I got really disappointed in myself because I got really mediocre and my standards kept going down and down and down and down to the point that it was like, oh, it's so much trouble to like get up and like put on clothes and go out into the world, you know, like standards got really low. So I'm changing, right? That's something I've talked about before. I don't just accept my weaknesses and just accept that, oh, that's just how life is and that's just how I am and that's just, no, it's got to change. So I am going to start doing things that are good for me, that make me feel happy, that make me feel rewarded and nurtured. And whether it's going and sitting and buying a $6 coffee and sitting at the coffee shop and drinking it and reading my book, or, you know, going and getting my hair blown out or go get a pedicure or whatever it is. And so that brings me to the topic of the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. Hey. I wanted you guys, whenever the show is over, whenever you see it, if you'd like to participate in the prize, I would like for you to post in the comments your favorite pinching pesos moment or experience, and just because I want to see it. It's kind of selfish, and I would like for you to post what is that thing that you keep putting off, whether it's something that you want to do, like going and getting your nails done or going buying a new drill or whatever it is, you know, male or female, something that you've been putting off buying or something that you've been putting off doing. That's not necessarily super expensive. It's not hundreds of dollars. We're talking $40 or less, but we don't do it because it's for us. I think a lot of people struggle with that for us thing. I can go buy my daughter $250 worth of clothes for her winter wardrobe, but I can't break myself and buy a $15 shirt for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why there's this barrier. And I know I'm not the only one that deals with this, that it's so much easier to do things for other people than it is to do for ourselves. And so I want you, when you do your comment, post your experience with me, or your fun moment or whatever it was. And I would like for you to post, what is that thing that you really want to do, or that thing that you would really like to have, whether it's that eyeshadow palette that costs too much money to you because it's $25 and you can't think to do that, you know, or, you know, whatever it is, post that. I want to know. And then that would be the price. So we're thinking like $40 range, you know, just something that, you know, seems like, oh, that should be no big deal, right? It should be no big deal. But for some reason to us, it is. So I will do a random drawing off of everyone who participates and announce that. We'll just say next week. So we'll do November 1st. All right. So you have until the end of the month to go ahead and put your comment. And I'll make sure to put the kind of general rules down in the description of the video. But I think that's fun. I would really like to help somebody feel like I felt on Saturday, where it was like, I feel like crap. And then an hour later, I felt better. That makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat real quick. I haven't looked at it at all. Oh, wow. The chat's been really active since I started talking. Okay, give me just a second, guys. And when I do the video, I'll make a skip jump if you want to pass by the comments. Jennifer says, I'm treating myself to some Botox in the morning. My hairstylist told me that there is a excellent facial and like skincare school a block, no, 2 blocks from my house, and I didn't even know it existed. And she said it's amazing and that I need to go there. So I'm going to check it out. That's going to be one of my rewards. Let's see. No wrinkles on my forehead for good months. You know, I've always talked about that I scrunch up my face like this, Jennifer. Like, I scrunch up my face. And so I'm going to end up, when I become an old lady, I'm going to end up with this wrinklies. Silent Chaosification says, not sure if my question went through, but you mentioned a quick flip, and I find it easier with items already listed. But to keep doing it, I'd have to work harder to put more on since I'm making less from each item. Yes, that's true. When you're dealing in a quick flip type business, you are working harder because you have to run through more items. Now, when I was talking quick flip, I wasn't talking about in the sense that people normally say quick flip as in I spent $2, I sold it for $12.95, and I did that 300 times. I really meant more in the, this is a $60 item market value, and I'm going to price it $49.95 so that somebody buys mine first. And I know people can argue about, oh, it's a race to the bottom and all of that other stuff, but it's not Amazon. The way that people search things on eBay can be really different, and there can be huge variations in the way that people are searching. So just because yours is the cheapest doesn't mean that the next seller that comes in is going to price under you, and the next seller that comes under that is going to price under you. It's not like Amazon. So the fear of the race to the bottom, I know it exists, but generally people on eBay price however they want to price, regardless of whatever is around. Just like I've priced things $129 for no reason at all. No reason at all. There was no research behind it. There was no nothing behind it. I priced it $129. It sold on best offer for $99, and I went on about my day. No logical reason why that item should have sold for that amount of money. Let's see. Jeff said he needs to take a shower. That's his book. So do you want me to buy you body wash or what, Jeff? You need some lathers? Let's see. I'm sorry, I hate trying to read through a lot of comments because it really just stops the show. So that's why I said I'm going to put a click forward in the replay. So if you want to skip it, it's no big deal. Good Used Good says my rewards are $100 plus bottles of bourbon each month, but only if I hit my target sales. All right. Dinesh says I don't eat expensive food for myself. Well, maybe you can go have a fancy dinner. You just never know. Okay. All right. So we're done with the chat. So let me go ahead and start discussing the credit card debt payoff. I couldn't sleep the other night. I've been having these issues where I either like hit the bed and I'm like, boom, I'm out, or I'm just there for like 2 hours. Last night was one of those nights, and so was like the night before last. So I was just laying there like thinking of these numbers, doing all this mental math about like, okay, this is my credit card debt number. This is how much I need to, basically what I was trying to figure out was my times what? Okay. The items that I buy, what is my times what? If you're familiar with Amazon, you know a lot of people will say, oh, well, you need to make sure that whatever you buy is times 3 because your fees are going to be 33, a third of it, and then your buy cost is a third of it, and then your profit is a third of it. So it's going to be times 3. I was trying to figure out my times what? And without even having any of my exact numbers, I was able to come up with a times 6 that I needed to, whatever I bought, whether it was $1 or $20, and we're talking in general terms here. I know that things, obviously, if I find something for 20 and I can sell it for 80, I'm going to buy it, right? But in the generalized term, okay, because there's nothing exact about an eBay business. Everything is an average, right? Everything's your average selling cost, your average buy cost, your average profit. Nothing's exact. It's not an exact science. But generalizing it, times 6 is the number that I needed, right? So if I buy something for $1, I need to be able to sell it times 6. If I buy something for $10, I need to be able to sell it times 6. And that it normally actually works out like that, because if I buy something for $10, it's normally an appliance, and it's going to get parted out, and it's going to sell all parts combined times 6. So times 6 is my number. That's what I'm going after. That just being a generalization, today, this morning, while I was waiting to go live, I went ahead and looked at all of my numbers and all of my stats. My average profit per item is $13. My average sell price per item is $24. And my average buy cost is $4. And I was able to calculate all of that using that easy auction tracker spreadsheet that I use. I basically went through my profit column and averaged it out. I went through my buy cost column and averaged it out. And then I went through my sell price column and averaged it out. And all of this is plus shipping. I'm not including shipping and all of those things. It's plus shipping. So average buy cost was $4. Average profit was $13. Average sell price was $23, $24. And then when I went and looked at my eBay sales report, that was around about what it was. My average sell price is $23, $24, and which is a lot lower than I'd like for it to be, because I remember a time when it was up at $30 and it was much better then. What I've committed to do with my credit card debt is paying $800 a month towards credit cards only. That means that I would need to invest $300 a month in product, and in a constant rotation. I would need $300 in a constant rotation of investment for items, and then I would need to sell $1,200 a month plus shipping to hit my $800 to give towards the credit card debt. If I do that and I keep it at the $800, then I will have the $14,000 completely paid off by June of 2018. So we're talking a little over a year and a half from now, which is not a crazy amount of time. If any of you know, life just keeps passing us right on by. I look and another month is gone. I look and another year is gone. It's insane. So that's where I'm at. That's the plan. And the video series that I'm going to be doing with that will have everything broken down. So conveniently, since I use the easy auction tracker, I'm able to see all of my profits. Where I'm going to be doing something that I don't normally do is budgeting the amount of money that I actually pay out. I have never put a limit on the amount of money that I spend buying inventory. I just buy it. If I have money and I see something awesome to buy, I just buy it. I don't have, oh, I only have $100, or I only have $200, or I only have $500 to spend this month, and this is what I'm going to spend. I've never put a dollar amount on the amount of money that I was paying out for inventory. I just buy it. So that's something new for me. It's, I know, going to be a struggle for me because it's hard to say, oh, well, I'm not going to buy that. However, the other day when I was out shopping and I only bought 3 things, I bought that coffee steamer, the milk steamer, which already sold. It sold that night. Actually, it sold within 5 minutes. I forgot. It sold in 5 minutes. It was priced for quick flip. I priced it $34.95 plus shipping. The general price on those was about $49. I priced mine $34.95 plus shipping, and it was gone 5 minutes. That's what I mean by quick flip. Not that I was selling it for 15. Okay. So I bought those 3 items and that's it. It didn't mean that I only had 3 items that I could have bought at that store. I was just very selective about what I put in my cart. So now that I actually have a $300 limit on the amount that I'm putting out and rotating into this business, I have some changes I need to make. And so you'll be able to follow along with that in the video series that's going to come from the debt-free eBay. I don't know what I'm going to name it. What should I name it? I have no idea. I haven't come up with a name yet. I don't know. I'll have to think that through. But so that's where I'm at with that. You know, it's really, I'm kind of excited about it because I was worried about it just being this, oh, I'm going to pay off this credit card debt. And then it's like, well, that's really not fun. I've done it before. It's not super fun. I mean, you are mildly motivated by seeing the numbers go down, but in the grand scheme of things, there's not a whole lot fun about it. So I'm excited that I was able to actually attach a reward system as well, that I'm going to devote this $30 a week to going and doing something that is just good for my personal psyche and the way that I feel, and it's uplifting. So $30 a week is what I've devoted to lifting Deborah up and feeling better. Because honestly, if you feel like crap, your business suffers. You're not as productive. You don't get anything done. You're a crappy wife. You're not being a very good mom. You're just not good at anything because you feel like crap. Everything around you kind of crumbles based off of the way that you feel. And so if I can spend $30 to do something that makes me feel better, I'm all for it. And that's way better than spending money on antidepressants. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna take those. So let me check out the chat real quick. Scrolling up. If you feel like, okay, so they're asking a question in the chat about the giveaway. If you feel like your comments is too personal and you would like to keep it between you and I, you are welcome to send me a message on YouTube. There's a messenger on YouTube. It's a private message. You can send me a private message and let me know, and I won't share it if you win. Or you can send me a message on the Pinching Pesos Facebook page and just send me a personal message over there. If it's something that you really just don't want to share, if it's too personal for you, and I can totally understand that. I'm a very open person and I'm like an open book. So I don't have a lot of secrets. But if you don't want to share, just send it that way. No problem. I'm sorry, I have to scroll up. I don't know where I was. Okay. Someone says I need new jeans. Jennifer says I need new jeans so bad. There you go. Put your comment down below. A massage. Don't put it over in the chat. So whatever it is, make sure you put it down in the comments whenever the video is over. So that way you can get counted, because this chat disappears once the video's done and I don't see anything anymore. I need to fix the fence that got destroyed by the hurricane. If you would like to fly my husband to your house, he's very good at fixing fences. The Crazy Cab says, don't do that, Deb. You look constipated wet when I go like this. Massage seems to be a big topic in the chat, and we have a massage place here in Austin. It's only like $35 for like an hour, and they do a really great job. But I think I have like a mild form of fibromyalgia or something, because I don't like to be touched too hard. It hurts me. Like, it's always hurt me. Like, if you just like poke me in the arm, it hurts. So I don't like massages. But I do like pedicures, except for my feet are tickly. And so then they laugh at me because I'm ticklish. Going on Grumpy said, hey, Deb, did you list the clothing? Okay, so surprise, surprise, my silly self bought clothing to sell over the weekend. Saturday, I went, okay, Saturday, this was fun. Okay, I've been feeling so much better. So after I got my hair cut, and so, see, look at my layers. It's all layeredy. I love it. Anyway, after I went and got my hair cut, we came home and I was going to work. And then I was like, you know what? It's a beautiful day. It's been so awesome here in Texas. It's been like 78 degrees with no clouds in the sky. It's been so awesome. So I came home to work, and we were here for about 20 minutes. And I told my daughter, I was like, you know what? Let's just go. Let's go. And somebody on Facebook had checked in to this place in Austin called the Blue Cat Cafe. And so I went to go check it out to see what it was. And it's actually Texas's first cat cafe. It's a cafe with food and coffee. It's vegan. And they have cats inside. And you can play with them. It's actually an adoption center. All of the cats that are in the cafe are up for adoption, which I think is a really amazing idea. They have since they've been open for a year. Since they've been open, they've adopted out 180 cats. And it's a cafe. So it's a win-win. I don't have cats. I don't like hair. So it was fun to go. Me and my daughter went. I took her over there. She got to play with the cats, and we had some nice vegan tacos. And we were there for like an hour and a half or so, and it was really nice. And then I forgot where I was going with this. Does anybody know where I was going with this? Oh, I went shopping. Okay. So then after we left there, since it was downtown, I don't normally cross the river. If you're not familiar with Austin, Lady Bird Lake, which used to be called Town Lake, runs through the middle of Austin. It separates South Austin from downtown and North Austin. And people that live in Austin treat the river like it's the Atlantic Ocean. You don't go across the river. It's just like too much trouble. You'll hear me like, oh, I have to go all the way across town. It's only 15 miles, but we treat it like you're going to Dallas. You know, it's like I'm going to another state if I cross the river. So since I was downtown and I was so close to the river, I was like, oh, let me go to this thrift store that I don't ever go to. And so I went to Family Thrift, which is actually the thrift store that I bought that American Mills turtle at that I sold for $275 when I was with Chad and Kim. That's the place that we went. And so I went there on Saturday and bought a bunch of stuff. Robin went to the Goodwill not that long ago and picked up a bunch of Lululemon tank tops. And so I was, for some reason, like a ding dong, over in the clothing section, like, hey, let me see if I can find some of these Lululemon tops, because I know people in Austin. Austin's a very fit city. I totally don't belong here. Don't belong here. We have more hike and bike trails than I think people per capita. But yeah, Austin's a very fit city, and Lululemon, Athletica, and all that stuff is very popular, and people run through those things like crazy. And they donate them. It's $80 pants, and they donate them. So I was looking for them. Why not? And I ended up buying like 2 shirts to resell. 2 shirts. They're t-shirts. And so going grumpy or whatever, Mr. Grumpy Pants. No, everything that I bought on Saturday is still in the trunk of my car. I will be doing a haul video maybe later today or tomorrow. But yeah, still in the trunk of my car. But they will get listed this week. It's Nicole's fault. I'm just blaming Nicole. It's your fault, Nicole. I actually sent her a message and told her that. So anyway, that was my weekend. Does anybody have any questions before I go ahead and close this out? I wasn't trying to make it super duper long because I ended up extending out my morning waiting to go live. And I know Jeff has got a show coming up too. I don't know when he's going live, but I didn't want to extend this out too long. So if you have any questions, post them over in the chat and I'll get to them, and then we'll go ahead and close out today because I need to get to work. I've got some things to ship out and I have $130 in my trunk that I need to list. And I also have an Amazon shipment that needs to go in that I thought had only been sitting here for 2 months. No, when I went to go look at it on Friday night and add a couple things to it, July the 26th was when I created that shipping plan. July the 26th. Those things have been sitting here already labeled, ready to go since July the 26th. That's pathetic. So I have an Amazon shipment going in. I have all of these M&Ms that I'm going to send in as well because I thought that they would sell on eBay, but they haven't moved at all. So they're going to go to Amazon. At least 20 packs of 2 are going to Amazon. And those diapers right there. Because I have 4 of them. So I'm going to send them in as a 4-pack. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Thrift Daddy says 6 times your money is tough. You might need some health and beauty items. Yeah, 6 times your money is. However, the higher the dollar amount gets, the less that times needs to be. So what I can think of is just things that are lower dollar. You know, if you spend $4 on an item 6 times, it's not hard to sell something for 24 bucks. Or, you know, if you buy something for, if I buy something for $8, it needs to be worth 40 bucks. You know, it needs to be. So that's generally the way that my business runs anyway. So 6 times is really not as difficult as it seems. But obviously as the dollar amount gets higher, then, you know, the times can be less. Nicole Brooks says beauty items are great, can get big return if it's a discontinued item. Yes, and I've talked about that before. Discontinued beauty items are amazeballs. How much money do you normally spend per month on inventory? Jenny, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been doing a good job on keeping track of that because I just buy things if I have money in the account and all the other bills have been paid, so then I just buy stuff. And so that's why it's going to be really different to actually have a set dollar amount that I need to stay within. It's going to be interesting. Huntsville, Alabama area, discount at a touch. Okay, I'm in Austin, so I don't know what I would do in Huntsville. Mitzi asks, so is this debt thing on top of your regular business? Or are you taking all your business money to go towards your debt? No, I'm not taking all of my business money to go towards my debt. I am capping it at $1,200 of sales. So over that, and I typically do over 2,000 a month. So 1,200 in sales is where it's capped off at. That would be $800 in go to debt. So it's capped. It is not all of my business money. Because I do have other bills other than I have my internet and I've got, you know, other random things that have to be paid. So no, it's not all of my business money. It is capped off. All right. So I think that's it. I don't see a whole lot of questions. So that's all I have. I know this wasn't a super exciting video, but that's what I got going on in eBays and Bacon. It's never been super exciting videos. They're just me talking about stuff. But I will get that haul video up for you guys. I may do it today just because I already got makeup on. So I might do it later on today. I don't know if I guess I'll do it live. So we'll try it later after I get some listings done and I get my shipping finished. I'll go ahead when I bring the stuff in, do a live haul video for you guys later on today. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And if you missed it in the beginning, I am doing a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you, everyone that supports me. You're such amazing people. So go ahead and read the description of the video. I will put the rules in there and participate if you want to. Yay! Anyway, thanks, you guys. Bye.